Alright, for this video I want to talk about ROHWrestling.com, the message board, and the website. Let me start off with the message board. Now this whole Tyler Black situation, the fans that did not see the match are probably crapping all over this. I haven't read everything from the website, but from what I'm hearing, that a lot of people that did not see the match were upset because they thought Tyler Black's credibility is shot. And I completely agree. From the outside looking in, I could understand their frustration because I did not expect Tyler Black to win this match. It didn't even cross my mind. When I saw the match, I was not expecting him to win. So when he did win it, and when it was booked the way it did, I just went crazy. I was very happy. It was I don't usually mark out, but this was definitely like a mark out moment for me. So it was very well done. Like people would have said, Tyler Black would have had to wrestle the match of his life to get everyone in New York City to buy into this, and that's exactly what happened. People definitely bought into it. But there's still people on the ROH message board that are crapping all over it. And it's probably going to get even worse. Even if Tyler Black performs at the level that he performed at in that match for his next 5 title defenses, it's still going to be pretty bad. People are always going to bitch over this. And, the ROH Wrestling message board fans have always been like this. I mean, dating back to when Xavier won the belt, they crapped all over him. Even the commentators crapped on Xavier. Even when Joe won the belt, there were people that thought he was overweight and didn't deserve it. And then, what else happened? When Bryan Danielson won the belt, there was actually some people that were pissed because they thought, that Gabe actually just gave it to him just so he could stay, that he wasn't really that committed, and things of that nature. Then when Homicide won it, it was pretty bad. People thought he didn't deserve to be Bryan Danielson. When Morishima won it, I heard it was pretty bad as well. And then, when Nigel won it, I remember that was when it was really bad. That was when it was at an all-time high. People were just very down on the Nigel injuries, because he couldn't defend the belt, and they thought he was a pussy. They thought he was stale. I mean, that was really bad. And even when Jerry Lynn won it last year, I mean, there was a huge backlash against Jerry Lynn. So no matter what, there's always going to be some type of critical backlash, whoever the ROH champion is going to be. But it's a pretty good thing actually, because the fans want the championship to maintain its credibility. Joe and Bryan Danielson and even Nigel to a degree, raised this championship to such a high level that the people want to see its credibility, maintained. They want it to be a prestigious title. They don't want it to be like the WWE titles right now, where it's just passed around just so they can get ratings. So that's pretty much what it is. And I think in a way it's a good thing, because if no one cared, then probably the title would lose its prestige. Kerry Silken probably wouldn't listen to the fans, and then the title wouldn't be as credible. So Alright, so for the next half of the video, I want to talk about the ROHWrestling.com website and why they're not restocking the older shows. I know a lot of people were messaging me, and people have made videos about this, that they're very frustrated that they can't get the older shows on DVD. I can't give you a definitive answer. I don't work for the company. You need to find out from someone that really works for the company and is involved with the DVD process. But from the outside looking in, just based on what I've heard from the message board and some of the knowledgeable fans, it's just not worth it from a financial standpoint. With the economy right now, and some of these shows, like a show from 2003, like Wrath of the Racket, that show would not sell that much. It's not a very good show, so financially, it's just not worth it for them to print a lot of copies and then for them to try to sell it. It's just not worth it. So, you can't expect them to restock every show, because most of these shows are not going to sell. However, some of the better shows, in my opinion, they will definitely sell it, because you check eBay, it's very difficult to buy anything on eBay that's out of print, especially like a show like Lord of Honor 5 Night 2. A lot of the really good shows are very hard to find, so I definitely think those shows would sell. And, they're like collector's items. The fans want to collect these DVDs. They don't want to download it from Go Fight Live, because you just get to see it once and that's it. People want to have these shows in their collection. They want to see it on good quality. So it's totally understandable. It's a frustrating thing, but, I think eventually when the company starts making more money and when the economy gets better, hopefully they can restock the better shows. But I seriously doubt they're going to restock any of the weaker shows that aren't that popular. The only show that I need is International Challenge, and they'll probably never restock that show. But you just got to keep checking eBay. It's really not. Eventually, you'll pretty much find a good deal. Just check it every day, and you can definitely find some of the out of print shows. There is a huge market for ROH DVDs on eBay, so Uh, just keep checking eBay. Um, Now the other problem, my other problem with ROHWrestling.com is the PWG DVDs. They don't like when a new show comes out, they don't get it in right away. And even when they do come in, like they'll take it down because if they're running a sale, they're afraid of losing money because they figure they're not going to make that much of a profit off of it. So that's kind of frustrating. I can understand that, but at the same time, why don't you just raise the price of your PWG shows then? People want to buy it, they're probably willing to spend the extra bucks to get it. So just leave it on the website. It just makes the website look very weak and unprofessional for them to keep taking shows down just because they're afraid of losing money on them. So, and personally, I like to buy everything in bulk. So I would like to buy the PWG and the ROH stuff all at one time. That's just me. So I know a lot of people are pissed off about the PWG process because Pro Wrestling Guerrilla is very unreliable. And high spots, they don't want sales, and you have to pay for the shipping there. So that's pretty much it. And as far as ROHWrestling.com, it is a very good website. You get a lot of sales there. Check for sales every week and try to buy everything in bulk. It's a very good website actually. There's just some minor things I have, complaints I have with it. Now, the other thing I'll talk about is the ROH television title. I just want to give my thoughts on it. I think it's a great move because there's guys on the roster that really don't have a chance of winning the ROH title. Cole Cabana's got so many shots, and at this point in his career, I just can't see him winning the ROH title at this point. So it gives him something to strive for. A guy like El Generico, even Kenny King. You can make a star out of Kenny King by giving him this belt. And at the same time, you could actually use the pure title as something that you could feud with. You could actually feud with the ROH champion. Back in I think 2004, they tried to book a pure champion versus ROH champion feud. I think AJ was the pure champion and Joe was the world champion, and they tried to do something with it. Now AJ was actually pulled from ROH before they could do that, but they were actually planning to do a big feud with the pure champion versus the ROH champion. It makes it very competitive. It'll keep the it'll give the ROH champion a lot of pressure to maintain that prestige. So I definitely do think it works, and look what it did for Rob Van Dam in ECW. It got to the point where the television title was overshadowing the ECW championship. So, but at the same time, I don't think the company will want that to happen. But I do think it definitely gives guys something to strive for. It'll give guys more motivation as well. So I think it is a great thing. Personally, I would like for them to bring back the pure title. I was never a big fan of the actual name of the television champion. I just think it sounds very cheesy, and I'm not a big fan of televised wrestling. So, but I definitely do think, like I said, I think it's something that the guys could definitely strive for. They could strive to become the next TV champion. They could set realistic goals. So yeah, definitely, it is a good thing. That's pretty much it. Just want to talk about ROHWrestling.com and the message board and all that stuff. There'll actually be a review of Aries versus Richards. Probably should be coming tomorrow night. I heard it's an excellent show, and I can't wait to watch it. So I don't know. That's pretty much it. All right.